And welcome to Habs Unfiltered, episode 150. I'm your host, Blaine Pudvey, and I'm joined now by my co-host, Treg Wilson.
Hey, I just want to say something before we go in there. Thanks everyone for the well wishes. I had a bit of a rough day today. I made it home for the halfway through the second period. Just right before Cotton made it 3-0. Anyway, I'm good. Everything's good, and we can just carry on.
It's good to hear. We're happy to have you back. It was touch and go there, but they sewed your pants up.
I'm still not wearing pants.
Still no pants.
No.
You were waving them over your head at the end of the game.
I didn't even take them.
So Matt Smith has not joined us for yet another episode because he has decided to work nights. Apparently, the Queen decided he's going to work for the Air Force, 12-hour shifts at night. So
That's what he says, anyway.
that's what he says. I think he's a
get hot
gigolo.
dates.
No,
Yeah.
I think he's a gigolo. He works on the side. So, ladies, if you're looking for Matt, just go to the Habs Unfiltered OnlyFans page, and you can contact him there.
He is on Trenton, so maybe he's just off wearing women's underwear somewhere.
Oh, still too soon. Still too soon. For those of you who don't know what that joke's about, you're lucky. And I'm not explaining it. All right, so you'll notice that we're in a pretty good mood. And there's good reason for that. The Canadians actually pulled off a win, and not just a clutch and grab, got lucky win. They earned this one. 4-3 in overtime. Yeah, I know. There's going to be some caveats. So let's break this down. The first two periods, what did you think of those?
Well, I missed the first. So from what I'm here, the first is the greatest period they've had in these playoffs so far.
Yes. And it's not even a competition. It's by far miles. This was the team you saw in the first 10 games in the first period.
Yeah. For the second period, like I say, I got home just before the Galchenyuk goal. Great play by Galchenyuk to steal the puck behind behind the net and shovel it in. I felt after that, though, Habs kind of sat back and started protecting the lead.
Well, and that's the third period.
Yeah.
I want to sandwich this a little bit.
Okay, well, the second period, I thought the second period was good. It was evenly played by both teams. They both scored a goal. The Hyman goal, I know Leaf fans were changing their underwear because I thought Marner finally got a playoff goal.
No.
Sorry, Hyman tipped that in. And really,
Hyman broke it for him.
Yeah, Hyman broke his playoff. Actually, no, he still has his playoff virginity. So
Marner got broken off in Hyman.
Yeah. Hyman finally broke something else besides getting broke.
That's right.
All right, Britt's going to love these jokes, but no one else will. But I thought it was a very evenly played period. Like Montreal still led in shot. I think Toronto shot them 11-8 or 11-9 in that period. But it was still fairly close. Montreal still led in shots overall. Yeah, and so that was a good period. I was happy after the first period. It was 3-1. I still had doubts in my mind because it was 3-1, but we'll get into that when we get into the third period. So
what I saw in those first two periods was a Montreal Canadiens team that was actually winning those board battles, winning those one-on-one battles, moving the puck with speed, and they were going to the net. They'd shoot the puck at the net and then follow it up. There'd be someone there. They'd go for rebounds because Campbell, as always, is just he swims in his crease and he's kicking rebounds out all over the place. So if you have people there, you're going to bury them. Both of Armia's goals, well, the first goal, Perry makes a great play, taking Sandin out, which opens up some ice. Armia picks up the puck, buries it far side. Nice shot. You can't fault Campbell for that. The second goal was a scramble in the crease, fighting over the puck, bury a rebound. Same thing with Kotkaniemi's goal. Like you said, Kotkaniemi strong on the forecheck, coming out with a wraparound. Campbell makes the first save, kicks out a rebound, and Kotkaniemi's able to bury that. So by going to the net, they were creating goals. They were creating chances, and they outchanced the Leafs with high danger chances in those first two periods. Now, the third. Oh, you remember when we were talking about playing not to lose?
Well, that's exactly what they did in the third.
Yeah.
I tweeted out that in typical Habs fashion, they're going to sit back on this 2-goal lead and lose it, which they did. As a matter of fact, I was watching the game with Tina, my wife, there, and I said to her, actually, right after the power play, I said to her just while the power play was on, I said, I got a feeling this is going to end up being a tie game. Just because of the way the play was, Montreal was sitting back. They get to the red line, dump it in, kind of casually go in, do a little bit of forechecking, and then everyone drops back to the red line again. And to me, that's just a recipe to lose. Maybe if you had a 4-5 goal lead going into the third, sure. Or a 3-goal lead. If they were at 4-1, I'd be all right, sure. But then once they made it 3-2 or 4-2, then I'd be all right, boys, back to the way it was. That's Ducharme's style, though. Ducharme plays not to lose. He doesn't play to win. He doesn't play to put the dagger in the other team's heart. Personally, I liked Muller's style last year in the playoffs when he took over for Julian. It was go, 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 put the dagger in the heart and keep going. And they don't have that out of Ducharme, and they didn't have that with Julian. Although I felt Julian had his team a little bit better defensively, but and that's what cost them. They came back and they scored that Muzzin goal shortly after the power play, and then the Muzzin tip. Whoever thought Muzzin was going to get 2 goals in this series, let alone 2 in a game.
And what was funny was even though he got 2 goals on the second goal with the tip, they weren't praising him. They were basically giving each other hand jobs on Sportsnet about Galchenyuk. Yeah, it was a giant double Dutch rudder on Sportsnet.
Yeah. Listen, Galchenyuk had a great game
until the overtime.
We'll get to that. And then and then Leaf fans are going on about, we rebuilt Galchenyuk. We did this for it. Galchenyuk was so goddamn great. Why is he only in because someone got injured? You know what I mean? He's making the most of his opportunity, and good for him, right? Galchenyuk has the talent. Good for him. But don't.
You're wrong. You're wrong. They need to sign him right now to a 5-year, $25 million deal. Right now.
I'm telling you now. Don't sit there. Listen. The guy wasn't playing, and the guy shouldn't have been playing to start.
This is a 6th hockey team for a reason.
Yeah. So. I mean, hey, they can stroke each other off over Galchenyuk all they want. I really don't care, because once we go into overtime, and I also said to my wife, I said, I think this is going to be a quick overtime, although I wasn't thinking Montreal was going to score, if I'm being honest. He just, I don't know what he did. He was like, oh, hey, here's Suzuki. Like, I'm just going to shoot this into you. And
being the last man back on the blue line as a forward, your job is to just make sure you put it in deep. Just get it in deep. If you're having a problem, throw it deep. Yeah.
And then you and your defenseman can switch. You can get into your position. The defenseman gets back into his, and everyone's happy. If you lose the puck, great. Yeah. Everyone's in the position they're supposed to be in.
And instead, he decided he was going to walk the blue line.
Yeah, and Suzuki said, "No, I don't think so." And
thank you.
You know what? I totally thought Caulfield was going to shoot on that 2-on-2. So I didn't even think he was going to pass it. I thought he was going to skate right in and shoot, but he passed it to Suzuki, and then you saw Campbell kind of cheating to Caulfield, and Caulfield saw Campbell cheating to him, and once it got back to him, he was like, "Here, Nick, here's your game winner." There you go.
Which is exactly what I saw, and also points to the fact that Caulfield is an excellent offensive player. He's not just some shooter.
And he saw the play. He read the play. Suzuki read the play. He read the play. He went to Suzuki. Suzuki went back to him. Campbell goes, Caulfield's the shooter. And as a goalie,
yeah,
I would do the same thing. I'm not blaming Campbell here.
Because it was in
I
pretty
would
tight.
I would cheat to Caulfield, but
Yeah.
he was in tight and he knew Campbell was cheating to him, so he just passed it back. And at first, I didn't think it went in, but
Oh,
because it
it
was
went,
in and
yeah,
out
like
so quick,
hard in.
it
Yeah.
was in and out so quick. But then once I saw him go around the net, and I was like, had my delayed little
It was in and out quicker than Hyman goal.
whoa,
Hey-oh.
hey oh, and then
Yeah.
that
But
actually broke Hyman. So
yes. But what we saw there is basically the near future for the Canadians. You have your best playmaking center and your best shooter who have some chemistry, and they just showed it again.
and I'm just happy they were out on the ice in overtime to start it.
Right?
That's what I was
Instead
happy
of
about.
throwing Danault out there with a checking line, and
I don't mind with what he was doing with Dano. He was bringing Dano out with Suzuki for the draw,
in a 3-on-3 situation, yes.
but they were doing that tonight. I noticed a couple times too
Yeah.
that Dano and Suzuki be out. He'd win the drawing and then go to the bench or whatever, which I don't mind. I don't mind that. Suzuki's not great at draws. I don't think Dano was out for the overtime. I think it was the tough. No, well, he wasn't at all. It was Toffoli, Suzuki, and Caulfield. They lost the draw, but they got the puck, and
Yeah, they
it was
ended
a
up in
good
their
defensive
zone.
play by Suzuki.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. They just played it right.
Yeah. Good game.
I'm just looking up the face-off stats right now for that game.
I believe Montreal. Well, they were after the first two periods. They were leading in face-offs. I don't know about the third period, but
Yeah, they were. So it was pretty good for the face-offs. The Canadians did well there.
yeah.
And we saw the two young centers leading the way in this game for the Canadians. Just as we saw in the bubble last year, it's been harder this year, but you're playing a better team, and with everything that's gone on, there's ups and downs. But overall, what we're seeing from the young centers, the young players, is what we were hoping to see.
Well,
Now,
they led the way tonight.
Yeah,
the young players did.
They did. And we're going to have a show on Saturday that we're going to put up before the game. So, sorry, we'll break down Game 6 in our next episode. So this is just going to be Game 5 post-game stuff. So, speaking of Galchenyuk, he's got 6 goals in 14 playoff games. You know who doesn't have any playoff goals? Tkachuk. Tkachuk's a bust. He doesn't have the goals that Galchenyuk has.
Yeah, you're right. You know what else? Galchenyuk has more goals than Austin Matthews in this playoffs as well.
You know what Austin Matthews has that Galchenyuk doesn't? $11 million more dollars.
That's true. However, Mr. Predictor over here did say Austin Matthews would score all his points in one game. And then not after his 3-point game, I said he wouldn't score for the next few games.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 games and he has 0 points. That didn't look right when I did that, but it sounded good in my head. But
he is a point per game player in this playoffs.
No, not really. He only has 3 points.
Oh no! What happened there?
He's only been a point per game player in one playoff, and that was last year. He had 7 points in 5 games, and he scored all of them in 2. He scored 5 of them in 2 games.
Yep. So,
I'm just saying, Marner and Matthews are not playoff performers. They're just not.
When they score, they score.
When they score, they score.
It's in
but
bunches.
It's in bunches, and it's one. And I mean, all our new Leaf fans that have joined the
yes. By the way,
podcast.
Thanks for joining, following the show. We appreciate all you new Leaf fans who are watching, so you can troll us later. Please remember, keep clicking, share it with your friends, and use the promo code unfiltered20 to go to builtbar.com and save 10% on your next purchase. Great protein bars. They taste like candy bars. They're delicious. and use the same promo code unfiltered20 at East Coast Lifestyle. Save 20% on your next purchase. Teach us a lesson by buying stuff with our promo code so you can save money while we earn off of you.
Correct. And I'm sorry I hurt your all feelings by saying Sportsnet was biased. I even put in there that Matthews is a good player. I don't know. Maybe I should have said excellent player or amazing player.
You did not get on your knees quick enough for that one.
Anyway, I want to apologize for spitting out the truth.
National carrier versus regional carrier.
And many people told me did you hear how many times they mentioned Price and Caulfield? Not half as much as they mentioned Matthews, Marner, and Riley.
Was that during the close-ups of Matthews when the Canadians would score?
Yeah. Well, I'm and then the intermission. Like you look at the intermissions. I mean, tonight all they talked about was Muzzin and Matthews. And Matthews hasn't done anything for 3 games. So I don't even know why they're talking about him.
Because it's Matthews.
And thank you for joining. Yes. Thank you for getting us followers. We're awesome.
And for those Leaf followers who are following to troll us later on, there's these 2 things called a national and a regional carrier. The national carrier is supposed to be impartial and cover everyone in the nation. If you want a regional carrier, go to Leaf TV. Don't tell Habs fans. Yeah, don't tell Habs fans, go watch it on RDS because many, many, many do not speak French.
Je ne parle français. Well, je parle français un peu. But I prefer to watch it in English, and I prefer to listen to an unbiased. I mean, it's pretty sad when you can watch TSN Habs and get even a less biased game, even though they're still kind of supposed to be from Montreal. Brian Mudryk and either Mike Johnson or Dave Poulin are less biased than the entire national. And it's not just for Montreal. It's not just for Montreal. It's for Calgary and Edmonton and Vancouver and Ottawa and Winnipeg. It's not just Montreal. Like you'll know if Toronto goes to the next series. It'll be interesting if Toronto doesn't go to the next series when you have Winnipeg and Montreal. They'll probably still talk about Matthews.
They will. They're going to have a camera on him while he's hanging out at his parents' house in Arizona.
Pants off.
Yeah, just don't tell that security guard. No. So, yeah, there's the rant. Tweet at us. Hey, share the show.
I said Matthews and Marner are not playoff performers. I said that. I stick with it. How many goals does Marner have in the playoffs?
This year or last year?
Any year. It's 0.
How many goals does Kotkaniemi have for 10 million less?
6. Wait, 6. I was trying to make a 6 with my fingers. I just got out of the hospital, dude. Give me a break.
I'm drunk, and even I find that funny.
6. 6.
That's awesome. All right, so to review, the Canadiens' power play was trash again.
Oh, the Gustafsson experiment did not work.
No, and he didn't play a horrible game either. So,
you know what? Kulak and Romanov. Put
them back in. Merrill, Gustafsson, go take a little break.
In all honesty, Merrill hasn't played bad hockey. No defenseman has really played bad.
No, none have played great either.
But none of them played great. And personally, I'd rather lose with our best players on the ice, like Merrill and like Gustafsson and Romanov, Kulak and Romanov, than play with. I understand why Gustafsson was put in. I understand. I get it.
Sure.
He's an offensive defense, and they need to score. But how do you exclude, say, Caulfield wasn't getting in the first 2 games because, he would just be more of a power play guy, and then say Gustafsson's only coming in because of the power play? You kind of contradict yourself there, Dom, and I'm not going to get into that.
And to be fair for Gustafsson, he did get the best scoring chance out of anybody on that one power play.
It missed by about 10 feet, but
it was towards the net.
Yeah. And he made a good defensive play. He made a good defensive play along the wall.
Yes, he did.
So, yay. He didn't lose us the game.
But isn't that a play that Romanov does all the time? Like, we're praising a guy for making a standard defensive play because it's rare that he makes a standard defensive play.
Listen, Blaine, I was ready to fire everyone last week. I'm just happy that Gustafsson made a good play.
Yeah, and we'll get into all that on Saturday as well. It's going to be lit.
But for Game 6, I'm telling you, Kulak, Romanov on the third line. Actually, I would have Petrie, Edmondson, Romanov, Weber, and Sherratt, Kulak on the third line. That's what I would have.
Now, it'd be nice if we can get some, zone time with a power play. It would help. It really would. But that power play has been absolute garbage. They have not gotten a single goal all series.
They barely had any shots.
Well, at this point now, it's moral victories on a power play. Hey, we built momentum. No, it needs to score.
Their shooting percentage is lower than Mariners in the playoffs,
which is 0. But they need to score. If they would have gotten the goal on that power play, we don't go to overtime. Mm-hmm. You see, it's not the reason they lost or won. It hasn't hampered their play because they played so poorly in the other games, but it could have made a difference in this game where they wouldn't have had to go to overtime.
You score a power play goal in Game 3 or even 4. Game 3, you win the game. Game 4, it changes the whole makeup of the game. You may even win that one.
Exactly. So you're playing poorly. If you're playing poorly and the power play kicks in a goal, that changes things.
Yeah. So.
But it's not the reason they're losing.
The reason they're losing is they're playing not to lose.
That's right. And then when they were actually pushing the pace, playing to win and going to the net, they looked like an amazing hockey team.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where the hell was this team?
But it's a trend. They do that in the first period. Kind of tapers off. You can see it tapering off come through the second because they have a lead. And then in the third, it just goes to garbage.
Well, normally second it goes to garbage. They come back in the third, but by then it's too late.
To me, that's coaching. That's coaching. So,
yeah, when you see your players starting to hang back on their heels and
you got to tell them,
try to protect. You got to push.
Keep attacking. Keep pushing. We're up by goals. Keep pushing. You win games by keeping possession. By keeping possession and staying in the other team's end, you win hockey games. You don't win hockey games in your own end.
Not to mention, you want to lessen the amount, not just lessen the amount of time they have the puck, but you want to make it hard on them to get it. So by pushing the pace, by going after them, you cut back their time and space. You make it harder on them. And if you're just laying back, when you got a team like Toronto does, like their muckers and grinders got them back into that game. It wasn't their top guys.
No, it wasn't at all. It was their third and fourth line. But if you're keeping them in their own end and you're keeping them, they're too tired when they come back on the scoring side of it to put a good scoring play together. Or they have to make a line change on their rush, which breaks up their momentum. And that's how you win the games. Not this whole, all right, we got 3-0 lead or 3-1 lead. Let's just, all right, we'll stay at the red line. Oh, they're coming in. We're just going to hold back, let them come in, and then we'll attack them. And then next thing you know, the puck's in the net, and you're like, oh, okay, well, it's still 3-2. No, it doesn't work that way.
No. So we'll cover off Game 6 in the next episode on Saturday with our special guest, Lyle Richardson, Spectors Hockey of the Hockey News. Made the announcement today that he is the Hockey News has re-upped him. They've hired him back on, so congrats, Lyle, and we're gonna pump your tires a little bit there on Saturday. And the good news is now that the Canadiens have won this game in overtime, they're going back home to Montreal for Game 6, and in this game there are going to be fans in the stands for the first time in 15 months. This is huge. Win or lose, this is the reward for the fans. It's great news for the fans.
And they can go down to McLean's pub afterwards and have a pint or two. Many. See what I did there? And enjoy
And
the afternoon.
I owe Jimmy Murphy a shot. He made a prediction before the
Yes.
game, and I said, if this turns out, first shot's on me. So, Jimmy, send me the DM. I'll send you a few bucks, or better yet, the next time we're there, I'll do the first couple of rounds, and then you just catch up.
Well, he did say to McLean's pub there on Twitter, once the borders open up, he's going to come over. So
can't wait.
And some other news. Next summer, this guy will be a Montreal native. So
there you go.
July of 2022.
Yeah. Well, I might be there with you. I don't know yet.
Yeah. That could be dangerous.
Just got ashore, and already they're talking about promotions and moves. So
where?
Oh, at the school.
CFLRS?
Yeah.
You're gonna be my boss?
No, I'd be your boss's boss.
No, I'm getting promoted and moved, I think. That's why it's in July.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're rambling.
So to finish it off, it's just great to see that the fans are going to be able to go to a game and cheer on the team. Win or lose, they're there. So that's huge. And another little piece of news, with that win, Habs Unfiltered is now at $50 for the Montreal Canadiens Children's Charity to help underprivileged youth. We welcome anyone who wants to match our donations or donate their own, whatever amount you want to send. It's much appreciated. The Canadiens win. That's another $25 in the kitty. We got $400 set aside for this year. So it's on you guys, Montreal Canadiens, all you guys. I know you're listening. Do it for the kids.
The kids.
For the kids.
Hashtag for the fans. Hashtag for the kids.
That's right. That's for our friends over at Habilis. And so I want to thank everyone for listening. Even the new Leaf fans who are following us, even if it's just a troll. Hey, remember, use those promo codes. Save yourself a bunch of money and teach us a lesson.
Yeah.
By earning us money.
We're a bunch of idiots.
Total
idiots. So I'm going to follow these guys and troll them. And, oh, look at that sweater on East Coast Lifestyle. I can get 20% off that.
I'm going to tell all my friends about this show so that they can all follow them and listen too.
Yeah. And then we just keep getting cha-ching, cha-ching.
It really hurts.
Yeah.
My back hurts from carrying all that money from the Leafs fans. Ah.
No, but seriously,
any fan base, you guys are more than welcome to come listen, comment, tell us what you think. You know, it's a free country. We help make sure of that. So feel free to use your freedom by listening to us. And for those who've been listening to us the entire time, our Habs fans who follow us and listen to us, again, thank you very much. We truly appreciate it. We're going to see you guys at Game 6. Hopefully with you, if any of you get into the game, tag us, and we are going to share the heck out of your experience too, and feel very jealous.
Yes. Yeah. Take pictures. We'll throw them on our Facebook page and our Instagram and all that kind of stuff. So
and
just
maybe
tag us in it.
Maybe get some extra swag out of the deal from us. We got stuff to give away. So again, thank you guys for listening. And remember, if you were talking about it, so are we.